Hey hello everyone. Predicted Man United 11 versus Arsenal. Ruben Amorim to make just 2 changes. Patrick Dorgu returns to his 3-match suspension today, leaving Ruben Amorim with even fewer left-sided options at his disposal for the home Premier League match with Arsenal. Injury crisis shows no sign of relenting. Altay Bayındır, Johnny Evans, Lisandro Martinez, Luke Shaw, Kobbie Mainoo, Mason Mount and Ahmad are all also definitely out injured, while Harry Maguire and Manu Ugarte are very doubtful. Ugarte stands the better chance of being fit, but with the huge Europa League second leg against Real Sociedad on Thursday, he may not be risked even if available. Expected lineup. We expect either Toby Collier or Case Moreau to partner Bruno Fernandes in midfield. Collier played a couple of minutes on Thursday on his return from injury, and his energy will be much needed against the Gunners, so we think that he might be the preferred option. In defense, Andre Onana will almost certainly be in goal. In the absence of Dorgu, Noussair Mazraoui will probably play wing-back, so if Maguire is not fit, either Victor Lindelof or Aiden Heaven will join Matthijs de Ligt and Lenny Yoro in the back 3. We think it will probably be Lindelof. Diogo Dalot will be the other wing-back. Up front there are few options, although Cheeto Obi could be given a start if Amorim decides to rest Rasmus Højlund. However, we think it's more likely that Højlund will play at least 45 minutes. Josh Zirkzee and Alejandro Garnacho will probably support him, although Christian Eriksen is another option. Man United star set for £42 million La Liga transfer as verbal agreement with Spanish giants is reached. Manchester United attacker Alejandro Garnacho has reportedly reached a verbal agreement with Atletico Madrid, with the Argentina international set to return to the La Liga giants this summer. Garnacho joined Atletico's youth system from Getafe in 2015, and he spent 5 years with the Red and Whites before making the move to Man United, eventually breaking into the English club's first team in 2022. The 20-year-old has made 128 appearances for the Red Devils, scoring 23 goals and registering 16 assists in the process, including 8 goals and 7 assists in 42 outings during the 2024-25 campaign. Garnacho is without a goal for Man United since the end of November, though, while he has only managed 3 goals and 1 assist in 26 Premier League appearances this term. There was a host of speculation surrounding the forward's future during the January transfer window, with both Napoli and Chelsea believed to be keen to sign him, but the market ended with him still at Old Trafford. Garnacho reaches verbal agreement over Atletico return. Man United are not actively looking to sell Garnacho, but his exit would count as pure profit under the Premier League's rules surrounding profit and sustainability, so his departure would do a lot for the club's finances. According to Fishages, Garnacho has already reached a verbal agreement with Atletico, and he is now expected to return to the Spanish giants during this summer's transfer window. The report claims that Atletico head coach Diego Simeone views the youngster as the perfect player to complement Julian Alvarez in the final third of the field, while Man United have reluctantly decided to let the player leave. The Red Devils are said to be looking for a fee in the region of €50 million, £42 million, for Garnacho, which is unlikely to prove to be too problematic for Atletico, who are fighting on 3 fronts in the latter stages of the campaign. Garnacho's best work for Man United has come from a wide position, but he is being asked to operate as a number 10 in a 3-4-3 formation under current head coach Ruben Amorim, and it just has not happened for the attacker. There have been unsavory incidents too, with Garnacho's recent reaction to being substituted against Ipswich Town in the Premier League, leading to friction with head coach Amorim. Garnacho also showed his frustration at being substituted in the Europa League against Real Sociedad last time out, and it is believed that he is now actively looking to leave Old Trafford, having previously been keen to stay. There is also speculation surrounding the future of Kobbie Mainoo, with the England international said to be prepared to reject the chance to sign a new deal at Old Trafford in order to seek a move abroad. 5 Man United stars tipped to survive rebuild as Ruben Amorim told to change tactics. Former Manchester United defender Michael Silvestre is anticipating a huge summer at Old Trafford, but for the meantime, he's unconvinced by Ruben Amorim's refusal to switch systems. Ruben Amorim must show flexibility to succeed at Manchester United, because his current system is evidently not working. That's the verdict of ex-United defender Michael Silvestre, who believes the Portuguese boss must adapt his boom or bust approach to get the Red Devils firing again. Amorim has already said on record that he won't change his footballing idea, but Silvestre is adamant top managers should be able to call upon a plan B. The Frenchman said, speaking to Sweepstakes, "I think he could have changed his system a little bit. We know that he wants to play a 3-4-3. We know that he was incredibly successful at Sporting playing that system, but I think he should have also realized that he doesn't have the perfect squad to implement his preferred tactics and tweak things a little bit. If we talk about the best managers or the top managers, they are able to switch from a back three to a back four, or they change the formation completely. In modern football, you need to be flexible, you need to be able to adapt to injuries, and sometimes you have to adapt to an opponent that is superior to you. I don't think the team would play worse if they were playing in a 4-3-3 or 4-4-2, because we haven't seen any improvement in the relationship between the players since Amorim has come in. Last summer, United spent in excess of £206 million on 6 signings for Erik ten Hag, only to sack the struggling Dutchman a matter of months later. Now Amorim is hopeful an influx of new recruits that are tailor-made for his 3-4-3 formation can improve the club's fortunes, but problematically, cash is of the essence due to United's crippling debt. Silvestre is confident captain Bruno Fernandes and the several promising young talents United have on their books are something to build around. However, he continued, Bruno is committed, he wants to fight. You also have players like Amad Diallo, who has been a tremendous and a wonderful player. He has been the breakout star at United this season. The emergence of Kobbie Mainoo is encouraging. Alejandro Garnacho is finding his feet. Noussair Mazraoui has had a decent first season then with Patrick Dorgu. Let's wait and see. United have players that look like they will be stars in the future. These players are going to hopefully be part of the next generation, Amorim's first proper team, because at the moment he's the manager, but these are not his players. It's a big job at United for Amorim in the summer. I think all of the guys I mentioned can be part of things moving forward. They can be part of the rebuild. Manchester United cannot allow their best talent since Paul Pogba to leave Old Trafford. Man United have been in talks with Kobbie Mainoo's camp over a new contract, but an agreement has not been reached. Alejandro Garnacho and Kobbie Mainoo scored in last season's FA Cup final. So imagine if you told a Manchester United fan they could both leave in the summer of 2025 after that game. They wouldn't have believed you, or they might have looked at you as if you were from Mars. But football has entered the profit and sustainability (PSR) era, meaning anything can happen. It was the one-year anniversary of Garnacho, Mainoo and Rasmus Højlund perching themselves on the Stretford End electronic board in the first week of February, and each of those young players were considered indispensable by United when that photo went viral on social media. The landscape has changed in just 11 months. United no longer deem any player unsellable due to PSR constraints, and the reality is an unpopular sale could happen in the summer window. It feels like that unpopular sale could be either Garnacho or Mainoo, because academy graduates represent pure profit in the ludicrous PSR world, which essentially incentivizes offloading homegrown talent. The rules must be amended to prevent clubs from selling academy graduates because they go against the essence of football, but there is nothing imminent planned from the Premier League. United have grown increasingly wary of operating within PSR, although they haven't been forced into a sale so far. Having said that, it feels like that moment could be on the horizon, as the club's financial results for the final few months of 2024 were recently published and made for bleak reading. Ineos are penny-pinching in every single department to cut costs, and that might not bode well for Mainoo, whose camp have been in talks over a new contract since March 2024. Mainoo was linked to Chelsea in the January transfer window due to talks over his new deal stalling, and fresh reports have emerged this week about him potentially leaving United. It's understood Mainoo would prefer to stay at his boyhood club, although that would require an improved contract offer, and an agreement hasn't been reached over the last 12 months. United sources have previously said they do not want to drive Mainoo out of the club, and it's important to note the player himself will currently be focused on returning from an injury. Mainoo is remarkably mature for his age and will concentrate on his football. His agent is responsible for contract talks, and representatives act on the best interest of their client. It feels like a compromise from both parties is required to ensure that Mainoo's long-term future is at Old Trafford. Mainoo deserves a higher salary because his wages do not reflect his importance to the squad, but United have a wage structure and could cash in £70 million if they sold him. The summer transfer window is around the corner and there will be